Nothing's more stressful than a surprise we're on our way and starving call. That's why my quick, go-to juicy steak kebabs, crispy potatoes, and roasted green beans is always a hit. So let's get right into it. Sound good? Let's cook. I've got 3 pounds of top sirloin. Now these have awesome intramuscular fat and flavor, or as us old school guys call it marbling, especially pasture raised. And you're going to find it to be a solid cut of beef for the money, but you can dip into ribeye or filet if you want to shell out the cash. Completely up to you. And I've made this dish quite a few times, but I've never actually looked at how long it's taken me. So let's up the ante a bit and see how much time it takes to crank this out. Now to prepare the beef, I'm just looking to cut this into bite-sized pieces, so around 1-inch cubes is where I want to be. And feel free to trim around any overly hard pieces of fat or sinew running through or around the outside of the beef. When I have smaller pieces like this after cutting it down that are mostly fat, I usually just set this to the side and away for brodo. Once it's all prepped up, I'm just going to add it to a large bowl. Now marinating would be ideal, but again, we don't have that kind of time. So the next best option is a really good steak rub, and I promise my steak seasoning blend is on point. Everyone who tries it says I should bottle it up, and it's really easy to do, and you most likely already have most of these spices already in your cabinet. But first up, going to give the cutting board a quick bath, and I'm breaking out the mortar, and in it I'm adding in 1 tablespoon of light brown sugar, 3/4 teaspoon of celery seed, 3/4 teaspoon of coriander seeds, a half tablespoon of garlic granules, a half tablespoon of onion granules, 1 teaspoon of paprika, half tablespoon of rosemary, a half tablespoon of thyme, and finally 1.5 tablespoons of coarse salt and a half tablespoon of peppercorns. Now use the pestle and get everything down to a rough grind. There's no need to go fine here. It can be a bit more rustic just like this. Perfect. Alright, we are so close to finishing this up, but first let's add about 1/4 cup of olive oil to the bowl with the beef and then sprinkle on about 2/3 to 3/4 of the seasoning, and it's totally cool to eyeball it. Mix everything in with your hands, and to ensure it's properly seasoned up, let's take 1 piece of meat and add it to a hot pan with a bit of oil and quickly sear it up and see if it's good to go or if it needs a bit more seasoning. Dude. Now for the veggies. This is definitely subjective, and you can feel free to use what you have on hand or want to purchase. I love the combo of onions, bell peppers, and mushrooms to go with the beef. For the 1 red bell pepper, I'm just looking to trim them down into 1-inch squares like this. And the 1 red onion I have on hand, incredibly easy to prep. Slice off the ends, slice it in half, remove the outside peel, and then cutting it to match the pepper into 1-inch squares. Always good to keep knife cut sizes consistent. You've got this. Last up for the kebabs are the mushrooms, and I've got 2 total cups. Give them a quick wipe with a damp towel to rid of any unwanted particles, then I'm removing the stem by wiggling it back and forth while gently pulling on it. Now for these stems, these are great to use in stock, or better yet, save enough of them to hook up my cream of mushroom soup. You will not regret it. Okay, let's get going with these kebabs, but first for the skewers. I almost always just use metal, but wood skewers work great as well. But just be sure to soak them in water for 30 minutes before using them so they don't catch on fire. And if I'm really trying to show off, I break out the skewers my friend brought back to me from Turkey. They're beautiful. And you're going to love what I serve all this up with, but first for the skewering. Honestly, this can seriously be done in any manner that you'd like. 1 piece of beef, then onion, peppers, and mushrooms, or 2 pieces of beef, then onion, then 2 pieces of beef, then peppers, then 2 pieces of beef, then mushrooms. Lather, rinse, repeat. You dig? It does not need to be overly complicated, and I can't say this enough. Feel free to do it how you like. Regardless, all that delicious beef and veg flavor is going to marry as it grills, and the juices from both will only complement when you finally get that first bite. And this took right around 25 minutes from start to finish to completely prep up these steak kebabs. Not too bad. And I think I maybe only need another 40 minutes for the other 2 items I want to serve up. We're looking at maybe just over an hour for 1 dang tasty meal. Not too bad, but we got to get moving. I'm cranking up the oven to 425F, no convection, and then I'm going to melt 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter in a small pot over low heat. And in the meantime, I'm prepping up my ranch potatoes, which my wife also calls cracked potatoes. Yeah, they're that good. I've got 3 pounds of baby Yukons, which I'm just going to slice in half. If you don't have these, russets, reds, or even bigger Yukons are completely fine to use. The goal is just to get them to smaller bite-sized pieces. Now once the potatoes are minced out, just set them to the side in a large bowl. And to make the homemade ranch seasoning, start by adding 2 teaspoons of garlic granules, 2 teaspoons of onion granules, 2 teaspoons of coarse salt, a half teaspoon of pepper, 1.5 tablespoons of dried chives, 1.5 tablespoons of dry dill, and 1.5 tablespoons of dry parsley to a small bowl. Just mix it up with a spoon until combined and set it to the side. At this stage, let's grab the butter and add it right to the potatoes along with about 3 tablespoons of the ranch seasoning. And I know this seems like a lot, but I promise you, you'll need it. They'll be perfectly seasoned up in the end. Once it's mixed, I usually just like to take a little taste with my finger to make sure it's tasty, and it is. Spread the potatoes out over a sheet tray lined with parchment paper, and I usually like to put these cut side down so I can get a nice brown on top. Little things like this just make food taste better, and I know you've got this. Then they're going on a rack in the top third of the oven. Now these are probably going to take about 30 to 35 minutes, but it's absolutely go time because everything else we're preparing needs to be done within that time, and I still have one more side dish to do. But first, let's fire up the grill and get ready for those kebabs. Time's ticking. Now before we get to that third dish, you want to preheat a smoker or a grill to high heat, which is really between 450 and 550 degrees F. Both cooking options here are great. And finally, for the last dish, I've got 2 pounds of fresh trimmed green beans. We're just going to give these a simple oven roast and maybe add a few more goodies to them in the end. But first, drizzle on about 3 tablespoons of olive oil and generously season with coarse salt and cracked pepper. Give everything a mix to combine and be sure to try one out to make sure it's tasty because, you know, quality control. So just like the potatoes, spread them out on a sheet tray lined with parchment paper, and it's totally okay if they're overlapping a bit and stacked too being high in some places. No problem. With about 18 minutes or so left in the potato cooking process, now is when you add the beans on a middle rack and then head right outside to start grilling the beef. The goal here is that everything is done and hot and rested and ready to eat at the exact same time. Place down the steak kebabs, and these take roughly 1 to 2 minutes on all 4 sides for them to be a medium rare, medium-ish internal temperature and for the veggies to be nice and roasted up. So close the door on the grill, and just for a quick little chef tip, when I can't get outside because of the weather, these cook up extremely well on a hot griddle with a bit of cooking oil for the same 1 to 2 minutes per side, in case you want to do these up in the winter. And while I'm inside, the potatoes and beans seriously smell ridiculous. So let's just take a quick peek. These are going to be so delicious. Okay, keep things moving out on the grill, so give them a flip and finish them up. And if you need to be sure, of course, temp them with a thermometer. And once they're done, you'll have a nice little brown on everything, so I'm going to take them off the grill and give them a quick rest for a few minutes. And seriously, great time. Because guess what else is done? The potatoes and beans. Just how we want it. And I know once you make this dish, it'll raise your confidence to the next level to start timing out dishes to perfection. I'll tell you what, to be just at 1 hour and 3 minutes, that is awesome to get such a fantastic meal. Now, there are a few more things I can do to these to enhance the flavor of them even more. Let me show you what I do when I plate these up. For the beans, now because they're still so hot, I'm just going to quickly finely grate in 2 cloves of garlic and mix it in. The heat from the beans is enough to take away the bite from the garlic and give them unbelievable flavor. Next up, I'm going to just place them on a plate, and for a bit more love, why not some freshly grated Parmigiano, and then a bit of lemon zest and some lemon juice. And these right here, golly, so good. Now since the potatoes are so dang tasty already, they're just going in a bowl and are finished off with some thinly sliced chives. And last but not least, the kebabs. And so because we didn't have time for marinating, why not finish them at this stage with a little clean acid like vinegar or lemon juice to bring out those tasty beefy flavors even more. And just a hit of chopped parsley for a punch of green. Okay, seriously, it's go time. Send in the crowd. Good food, great company, and no all-day kitchen grind. Now, if you're looking to save a little cash and still eat well, you have to check out my feeding for under $40. That lemon chicken next level. I'll catch you on that video.
Dude, there's so much flavor.